Do you ever go on holiday and wish that you'd done just a little bit more research on your destination? Well, look no further. In this video, I'm going to be giving you the 15 things that I wish I knew before traveling to Italy. I spent a week traveling around Tuscany this summer, and I'm here to pass on my experiences and knowledge in order for you to make the most out of your time and not make the same mistakes that I did. Number 13 is something pretty obvious, but you probably wouldn't have thought about it, so make sure you don't miss that one. The first on the list relates to flights, and my advice would be to fly into Pisa and out of Florence, or the other way around. On my trip, I flew in and out of Pisa and felt like I wasted a little bit of time traveling back on myself to catch my flight home. If you start at one airport and end your trip at the other, this will be the most efficient way for you to travel around and see as much of Tuscany as you can in your time there. Number 2 is to make sure that you plan your car hire in advance. I use a car hire comparison website to check the best price of the car in the area, and using a website like this allows you to use various filters such as the size of the car, whether it's manual or automatic, and whether you need to get a transfer to the car outside the airport or if it's based inside the airport. Also, using a comparison website allowed me to save loads of money compared to the other people on my trip. I'd say I paid nearly £300 less. Another tip with the car hire would be to take out your own excess insurance or choose the one through the comparison website. And this basically means that if you write off the car, then you won't have to pay out any more of your own money. It will just be covered by the insurance. But also do bear in mind that once you get to the car hire place, they may try to sell you additional insurance, which you don't need, so don't take it out. Third on the list is to base yourself in San Gimignano if you have a car, and Florence if you do not have a car. And this is because getting between the different towns with a car is easy, as you can drive from one to the other. And by staying in San Gimignano, you have easy access to drive to the towns such as Siena and Volterra. And if you don't have a car, then staying in Florence is your best option, as the public transport links are really good. And so getting to the other towns via this would be really easy. Number 4 is that people say that Pisa isn't worth visiting and is very touristy, but I think it is definitely worth a visit. Not only can you get a cool picture holding up the Leaning Tower, but there is definitely enough to see in this city for a day. My added tip with Pisa would be to walk away from the Leaning Tower area for food and drinks, as this is obviously the main attraction in Pisa, and so eating in the restaurants around the Leaning Tower will be more expensive and might not be as good. Number 5 is to be an early bird and get the worm. Get out of bed early, ready to explore. Getting to the towns early means that you'll avoid the tourists and allow you to explore them before having to spend your time avoiding slow walkers and big crowds. Number 6 is to pre-book your tourist attractions. We missed out on a couple of things by not booking our tickets in advance, so don't make the same mistakes that we did. For example, the Taverna de Siena San Gimignano has a €13 ticket for everything, and there is a Volterra card for €15 that covers entrance into all the tourist attractions and can be used over 3 days. Number 7 is that I wish I knew about the Tug of War in Pisa. This is an annual event where the two sides of the city battle against each other to push an iron cart to the opposing side of the bridge. This is a huge event in Pisa where more than 700 people participate, and it dates back to 1,000 years ago. It's usually towards the end of June, so if you're there at that time, then definitely check it out. Number 8 is another annual event, and this time it's in Siena. And this is the Paleo de Siena, which is a horse race around the main square. It is held twice a year on the 2nd of July and the 16th of August, and this is where 10 horses, each representing a different section of the city, race 3 laps around the Piazza del Campo, lasting for no longer than 90 seconds. In the days leading up to the race, each section of the city parades through the city, waving flags and playing drums on their way to the square. It is common for a few of the jockeys to be thrown off their horses, so be prepared for some excitement. Number 9 could quite possibly be my favourite place in Tuscany, and that is that I wish I knew about Taverna de Bibiano. This is an amazing hotel and restaurant which would be the perfect wedding venue. It's super romantic, so if you're here with your partner, then definitely get some brownie points and arrange a lunch or dinner here. The staff was so welcoming and also offered recommendations for the remainder of our trip. Number 10 is to prepare yourself that Florence will be busy. Florence is the second most popular Italian city, so it will be flooded with tourists. And if you want to go in the Duomo, then be prepared to wait. I heard from my brother that he queued 3 hours to get in when he went. I believe you can get a skip the line ticket, so this is definitely worth checking out. Number 11 is another one that learns from our mistakes, and this is to not do a bike tour in Florence. You can walk from one end of the city to the other in 30 minutes, and it was absolutely chaos trying to navigate the bikes through the crowds of tourists. The only thing that the bike was good for was to get up to St. Michelangelo's Hill, but I don't think the walk would have been too bad, and if not, you can always get a taxi for unbelievable views over the city. Number 12 is that the drive up to Volterra is unbelievable. The long stretch of windy roads are so picturesque and give amazing views over the Tuscan landscapes. I had to remind myself to keep my eyes on the road on multiple occasions as the views were just so distracting. We actually stopped at a viewpoint just outside of Volterra on the way back, which was amazing. So make sure you're the passenger when driving to Volterra. Number 13, and the one you've all been waiting for, is actually a lot more simple than what you think. And this is to make sure that you ask for the olive oil and balsamic vinegar in the restaurants. And most of the time in Italy, they will give you a basket of bread before any of your food is brought out, but for some reason they won't give you any olive oil or balsamic vinegar. I don't know why, but make sure you don't miss out. Number 14 is to Google for the best gelato before you arrive at a city or town. This will ensure that you avoid the tourist trap bad places and always get the authentic Italian gelato. Two places to know are La Vecchia in Siena and Gelateria Dondoli in San Gimignano, which has won multiple awards for the best gelato in the world. Last but not least, and number 15 is to speak to the locals. This could be in the form of asking your waiter or waitress for wine recommendations, or to ask in your hotel about other cool things to do in the area, as most of the time the people working there will be locals and know the hidden gems. Thanks for watching, and I hope that this video can help you make the most out of your trip to Italy and Tuscany. Comment below with one thing that you wish you knew before traveling to Italy to help others out. And are you unsure of how to build your Italian itinerary? Then make sure you check out my video of the top 20 must-see things in Tuscany here. And don't forget to like and subscribe with notifications on so you never miss a video.